Hey BookTube, how's it going? I thought I would do a tag here. Oh no, I don't know what it's called. Um, Mark at Richardson Reads tagged me, and I believe the first person who did this was Dane. Let me see. Richardson Reads, boom. First time I read. Now, I've already told a couple stories of like first reading experiences for me because there seem to be quite a few. Um, but I don't know if I told this one. So, um, when I was a kid, probably like it was probably before kindergarten. So, I don't know, like under 5. And probably up until I was like 6. Um, I had this Fisher Price record player. It was like a kind of like brown ish, like hard suitcase thing. And it would open up, and there was this like plastic record player in there. And um, I was really into it for some reason. Like, it was like the coolest thing ever. And I would get all of these little books that were like that size, like square, that had like a 45 in it. And it would like read along with the book, with the pages you were looking at, with the pictures. It would read along, and then it would go bing, and you would turn the page, kind of thing. And um, the majority of the books like that I had with the records were, um, strangely enough, all like Disney related things. And it wasn't like they were um, like, oh, here's the story of Cinderella. It was like a story of rides from the park. So, like, I had like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride or something like that. I had a Peter Pan one. Um, and it would tell like a very condensed version of the story, kind of thing. Um, I think I had a Pirates of the Caribbean one, and I had a Haunted Mansion one. That was like my favorite one. I loved that one. And then I remember for Christmas one year, my uncle came down and he got me one of these like record book things. And when I pulled the shrink wrap off of it and I tried to open it, and all it was the record. And there was no book, and I fucking lost my shit like a spoiled little fucker. And I remember my uncle sitting in the little breakfast nook at my grandparents' house, like all like, like all bummed out because I had just completely lost my shit, and I've always felt bad about that, like really bad. It's so stupid, but yeah, I had a ton of them, and then for some bigger stories and bigger books, it I had a couple that were like 12-inch records. Um, and I remember one I had, it was like a Ronald McDonald thing. I don't know what the fuck it was, but I remember it had Ronald McDonald on it, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and some other fucking shit. But that one had like stories and songs and shit like that. But I had like Song of the South. I had so many of those. And then like I started branching off into other shit as I got into other shit. So I think I had a couple like Star Wars ones. I think I even had like an A Team one or something. Something with Mr. T. I don't know what the fuck that was. Masters of the Universe kind of thing. So I don't know. That was like my first like reading and like collecting stuff. So yeah, so that happened. So if you have a story of your first reads that you would like to share, please consider yourself tagged. And for those of you who freaked out yesterday when I did my over dramatic, according to Zoe, video about me wanting to spend more time writing and stuff, I finished a short story today called La Habra that is about the time me and my friend John almost were murdered there. So that's good times. But yeah, so I didn't mean to freak anybody out with that whole thing. Some of the comments I got were kind of like down. And again, I'm not saying I'm going to be doing less videos. I'm saying I'm probably going to read less books, which will not affect this channel, I don't think, in the slightest. So, anyway, that was that. So, consider yourself tagged. Bye bye.